Friday nights in the mountains hit different. Rivalries renew as August heat turns into cold mountain nights. From Mitchell to Murphy, we've got the plays, the players, and the matchups that matter. The battle for the Blue Ridge starts here. This is Mountain Matchups.
We now welcome on a very special guest to Mountain Matchups. He's a former standout player at Pisgah and is now the strength and wide receivers coach for the Bears. It is assistant coach Jacob Hanna. Coach, thanks for coming on the show.
Hey, it's good to be here with the boys. I finally get to get on here and get on with you. So I love listening to you guys. Y'all doing a heck of a job for Western North Carolina, all these kids. So really appreciate it. So
yeah, well, we certainly appreciate the support. So you're a Pisgah alum, as I just mentioned. What are some of your best memories from your playing days?
I think just, obviously even younger than that, going back to when you were a kid, going in the stadium and stuff and watching the games, and then, dreaming of being out there one day, and then, it finally comes to fruition. And, being able to get out there and do that and play with some good dudes, some great dudes, some tough dudes, some great fathers now, and some still friends, Mayors, head football coach at Pisgah, head football coach at Brevard. Those kind of things. Is cool to be around people like that. So that's just the whole, from little all the way to big. I think those are my favorite, just the whole collective whole of that, just the memories you make and stuff. Yeah. Biggest thing is probably the crowd, though. It's nuts.
Yeah.
That's all.
For sure.
So, Coach, Corey here. I've been texting with you a little bit over the last few days, and you touched on it some, but I just want to go back to it. So how did you end up back at Pisgah coaching, and how has it felt to return to your old program, this time on the other side of the whistle?
Yeah, man. So kind of a quick rundown. I graduated in 2001. Basketball was always my first love, and I had always been good at football. I was better at basketball in my mind, but there's not many 6'3" post players in the world. So that senior year, Coach Blau at Western had offered me to play football, and I said, Coach, let me just wait and see kind of what happens with basketball season. Things went through. I had a couple of little smaller gigs and stuff like that. So then I reached back to him, and he's like, yeah, we want you, but basically that scholarship offer is gone. Because I didn't know, you don't know this stuff back in the day. I mean, what we had? We had the phones like this, and there was no cell phones when I was going. So long story short, I took preferred walk on to Western, got my scholarship back, was team captain there and all that, yada, yada, yada. Getting ready to leave my senior year. I was going to my degrees in sport management. I was going to go work for the Panthers, sell tickets, do all that good stuff. And, when I finished playing my college ball, I was like, there's no way I can get out of this. There's no chance. So Coach Presley, who was he was DC for me. He wasn't my head coach, but he was kind of like the mentor in my life in high school. He had offered me a job. I took a TA job, came back, moved in with mom and stepdad, and then the rest is history, I guess, so to speak. Put my foot in the door and just grinded. So
nice.
Now I'm living my dream with the job I've always wanted. So
that's great.
That's cool. I'm doing the TA stuff now. So
yeah, I did it for 4 years, dude. I did it for 4 years. I used my business degree, taught business for 9, and then Coach Presley retired. Ricky Renley left and went to Smoky, so we had 2 PE spots. They moved me into that, and then now he's back and we're working together. So I think I took his spot. I told him he's one of my best friends, been since childhood. So yeah, that was pretty cool.
Yeah,
that leads into this question perfectly. This is Warren here, Coach.
Yes, sir.
Who are your biggest influences on you as a player? Any coaches or teammates that really shaped how you coach today?
As a player, so coaches, people I coached for or played for. David Presley, he's on my Mount Rushmore. Jimmy Cleveland, he's on my Mount Rushmore. Matt Rule, he's on my Mount Rushmore. I would say Jeff Collins. Now, that's 2 bigger names, but they're kind of the ones in college that made me figure out what I was capable of, so to speak. The other two previous ones made me figure out in high school what I was capable of. Those were the four I would say that were my coaches that had the biggest impact on me. I think I take a lot of Jimmy. Maybe all of them. I'm not as good as a talker as Matt Rule. That dude can talk, man. He's phenomenal. But he would always in meetings and stuff, like I got on special teams with him when he was our special teams coordinator, and I was the wedge buster and all that good stuff. And he would make you ready to go eat nails. I mean, and I kind of, pick up on that. Coach Cleveland, same way. But they were all kind of disciplinarians too. I mean, they were players, coaches, but they also, like, you respected them.
Yeah.
But you still, you knew they meant business, but they still had fun with you. And I think I try to take that with my kids. They know when I'm serious, and it happens a lot in the weight room, but I still think we have that, very good player coach relationship. So
it's like good overall camaraderie with one another.
Yeah. I mean, and I know things that, you think back to when you played stuff, like people can give you a little rib and it makes you, it might piss you off at the time, but it makes you do better. So yeah, we've got a couple of that stuff going on. So.
Nice.
Yeah.
So sticking with your playing career, I got a couple more questions for you on that. You talked about how the crowd at Pisgah is awesome. Mm-hmm. They have such a strong community and identity. How would you describe what it means to be a Bear from a player's perspective?
As a player, there's nothing like it. I mean, the old adage varsity blues or any of that kind of stuff. It's literally legit, especially when you're doing your thing. And we talk about it. I mean, we talk to the boys about, like, I mean, you can be the king of the castle, honest to God. And, Bethel, Canton, Clyde, it's all a tight-knit community anyway. So you kind of know everybody anyway growing up. But then when it's your time, it's your time. And you have to you've got things you have to uphold, or at least you feel like you have to uphold for that community. So yeah, it's awesome. Now, when you take a loss, sometimes it can be brutal, but I think that's what's kind of awesome about it, to be honest with you, because you want to do it for the community.
Right.
Yeah.
It means more.
Oh, it's I mean, we talk about it daily. Just all the people before us, all the people after us, all that kind of stuff. So, yeah.
So what would you say are the biggest differences you see in today's game compared to when you suited up at Pisgah?
Well, I think that when I played, everything was under center. Everything was kind of triple option. Like, I played strong safety, but I was basically an outside linebacker. I had two reads. I had quarterback up to me. I'm playing quarterback to pitch, or I'm playing the flats in the passing game. Nowadays, the offensive are just so, they can be complex, but you hope to keep it simple, stupid, and make your guys not have to think too much so they can just react and play. But I think, offensive play callers are getting crazy. I think our head coach, now we're in a stack aisle out right now, but he's still like, some of the stuff that he thinks of, it blows my gourd. But yeah, I mean, I think that the old school way was pretty much just keep running it till it breaks them. And now the new school way is kind of, you might have RPOs, you might have quick hit, whatever. I mean, and it really wasn't that back then. And I think it all circulates. I mean, you're starting to see it with what we're doing a little bit of. The only thing we haven't put in yet is the beer, but I don't think that'll happen anytime soon. But just, I guess it's more broad now, obviously, and you have a lot of kids. I mean, you take the Irwins of the world and Reynolds, and I mean, you want to get your athletes the ball in space, and that's anybody. We want Mason Putnam in space. So you just got to find ways to do that.
Would you say you prefer to keep it, like, say, simple and violent?
Oh, yeah.
No.
So, here's the deal. Here's Ricky Brinley's saying, you want to absolutely keep it simple and do your thing until they break. And you might break, but you want to see who's going to break first.
Yeah, I like it.
Now he does. He can do it though. With our makeup this year, you got Pope, you got Hunter Nelson. Man, he's somebody that we don't really ever talk about. 32 for us. He's the one that caught the little delay at the backside. Like, just start watching those guys when they're blocking. Like the first play in that Brevard game last week, he put 45 on his keister. Now there was lots of people getting put on their keister from us and them, because it's one of the most physical football games I've been a part of, and I loved it. But like that kid he's someone that we thought coming in was going to catch 30 balls or so, just because we knew the makeup of the team. But I do think the off-season training they've done the last 2 years, they've just developed this mentality of, and they feed off the head man, like, let's just go. Like, we're going to come down. Like, I heard Pope that one day, he said, we're going to run it through your teeth. And that's kind of this unit's mindset from top to bottom.
I hear you.
Yeah.
All right. So you've been working with the wide receivers this year, obviously.
Yes,
how have those position groups developed since the first week of the season?
Man, I'm telling you. So, like, you two, you and Corey were at the Brevard game. Like Mason stacked hyphen.
Yeah.
I don't know if anybody knows that, but I tell you, that kid, and then we spend a lot of time. We're very detail oriented, so like we do periods. So I'll take the wideouts for at least 10 periods a day, or 10 minutes a day in that period, and we'll work releases. We'll work, attacking leverage, things like that. And so, that's huge, man. Like, so when you start day one, the old, I'm just going to run right at the guy and put a move on. No, it's all about leverage. If I know like the post Mason ran, if he knows he's got a post, he's going to attack that inside hip, push vertical on him, then give him a little nod to that corner, then go on the post. Just seeing that development's huge. Seeing it in the JVs is even crazier, man. You should see some of these JV kids. I told one kid this week or 2 weeks ago, I was like, dude, first day out here, you looked like trash, like awful. And now you are absolutely, I know next year I can play you. Like, it's just seeing that jump. It's awesome to see. It really is.
Yeah. And you've had obviously some impressive games this season, some tough losses, but you guys were right there in those games. What do you think has stood out to you? Yeah, true. Yeah, but that was early on.
No,
we're not going to count that one.
That was week one, right?
Yeah, we hadn't found our identity yet. But even that game, man, we had a drop ball on fourth down. We had a overthrown ball, I think, one time, and then a bad snap, and it was still a tight game before all that happened and just kind of snowballed. But anyway, sorry.
No, you're good. I deserve the correction there. You're right. Like I said, that was early in the season. You hadn't established your identity yet. You're good. But what stood out to you over the course of the season, how the team's grown and maybe their chemistry's bonded a little more? Talk about that.
I think the second half of that Franklin game is when you kind of saw it. The Mountain Heritage, the Smoky, the Swain, we were kind of our own worst enemy. No one was really stopping us. We were kind of stopping ourselves. Now, that's easy to say. I mean, you still got to go out, and these kids are making plays against us, so I'm not saying they don't deserve that credit, because they do. But it was kind of like, bad snaps or drop balls or maybe one missed block here that it's just wide open. If not, that doesn't happen. And so I think just seeing that, and like I said, that second half of that Franklin game, we just came out kind of flat against. We didn't come out flat. We just came out. It just started snowballing us there, in that second quarter, and we regrouped. I think we got it to 30-26, if my memory serves me correct, and then they took the return. That kid did a heck of a job on that. So I think that's kind of the game that we knew what this team was capable of. That half, and I wish we'd have had a couple more quarters, but ball's the ball, and they did what they needed to do to defeat us, and they did it handily. So
yeah, that's a game that Corey and Warren, I'm sure you've heard, argue about what happened. Warren calls it a close game. Corey says it's not. But to your point, halftime's where you guys really stepped up.
First half, I'll tell you that much.
Right. Yeah, I'll say the comeback was. I mean, give the kids credit there. I mean, I thought it was going to end up being a blowout when it was 27-6.
Yeah,
I was like, I didn't see that coming either. Like I give Pisgah a hard time and stuff, but they jumped out quick, and credit to y'all for responding for sure.
they definitely did, and that's a heck of a team, man. They're going to be a heck of a team next year. I think basically all back, and Garrett's that kid. So one of my buddies is a DC for Franklin, and last year we were playing them there, and I walked up to about the 50, because you don't go past the 50s, and I said, Matt, is this kid really freaking 15 years old? He said, dude, I swear to Bible. Like, oh,
It's wild, man.
he is a man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're like
I said, what are you feeding him? And he said, well, he eats like you do. And I was like, okay. He said he won't eat one big yogurt, he eats 4. And I was like, oh, that makes sense.
I played against his uncle, and his he from what I mean Jeremiah was good too, but Garrett, I in my opinion, is better for especially at that age.
Yeah, those young boys over there, man, I'll tell you, they've got something figured out because there's some grown men. I'll put it that way.
They are.
Yeah, we saw him in person. I swear, in person, he looked like he could be a linebacker for the Chicago Bears or something. It's like, my Lord.
His freaking Coach Brilliant was telling me this last winter. He's like, I went to watch Pope wrestle, and he said, freaking Garrett Young looks like Captain America. He said he had his he had his whatever off, just had his chest out there. He's like, he is just I was like, yeah.
Well, speaking of grown men, we had Landon Pope on, as we talked about a little bit earlier, and so he attributed Pisgah's strength and conditioning to the team's success on the field, and particularly in the run game. Can you talk a little bit about your approach to working out?
Well, so it starts. I think it starts before we get in the weight room. We just talk about being accountable. We talk about what the standard is, like showing up on time. So like let's take an off season, because off season's where it really starts. In season's in season. We have it first period. Bell rings at 8:05. They better be on the line ready to stretch by 8:10. So they better be to school earlier before the bell. Obviously they're going to have the same gear on, but there's no tennis shoes, or there's no like Crocs and canes and hey dudes, like it's business. And we start it there, and then I do everything on the whistle, like, so there's no downtime. And yeah, I mean, those kids, man, they know what the standard is, they know what's expected, and they know they will get sent home or out of the weight room if it's not met. If that makes sense.
So is it like what you do? Is it kind of like circuit training? Like bam, bam, you might get a 10-second rest. Go on to the next.
No, I don't do that, Warren. I do. So we take our 3 biggest lifts are our squat, I like the hex bar, deadlift, because I think that brings the most absolute power. So I got 3 things to focus on. We focus on absolute strength. How strong can you physically get? Then we focus on explosive, so more Olympic, things like that. And then we try to worry about a little bit of the twitchy stuff, replies and stuff like that. So I just basically, one day is a squat day, and then we'll hit all the auxiliaries out of that. So I'll hammer them on squats, probably 15, 20 minutes of it, and then we'll go into stations where it will be supersetted. But there's multiple supersets. It's not just like 2. Like they're really getting it. I mean, it's all going to be it's going to be relative to that squat or that bench, that kind of stuff. I'm not going to give I'll tell anybody what we do, but I still think it's how you run it and how they have to approach it, and they've bought in, and they do I mean, like, dude, today it's in season. We were doing 315s for threes, like nothing. I don't even know if I could squat 315 like my junior or sophomore year in college. Like, it's like young kids. There's some with, there'll be some with more because it's on percentages, like Pope. I don't really do Pope too much right now because he's carrying the rock a little bit more than most. But
he's getting 40 carries a game. So
yeah, I gotta keep him fresh. That's my job, right? So, yeah.
So aside from the working out, how do you get your receivers to buy in on blocking for the run?
So this group is actually, they're not divas, and I say that lightly. I've coached wideouts a long time. I coached DBs a long time, and a lot of the receivers I've coached in the past, or I think anybody could relate to this. They want the ball. Me and the ball.
Yeah.
Mason and Maddox are our two primary receivers. Aiden is the other one. If we go to 20 personnel, they're just bought in on the whole team concept. To be honest with you, Maddox Wright, our starting X, he's going to play baseball, so it's not like he's like, I got to have the ball. And Mason Putnam might be one of the best leaders I've ever been around. That kid don't care, whatever it takes. I'm sure he would like to have a couple more, but he would never tell you. He would never demonstrate. And he's a kid too at practice, guys. Like I'm not even all of them, but especially 3. It looks like he's playing the game, like his pre-practice. They all do, but he is every rep. Like we don't condition, like, because it's so, like, everything's, they're doing 100% rep every time. So, it's the philosophy in the past, or when I have a diva or whatever you want to call it, is no block, no rock anyway. So, I mean, you're not going to.
Sounds like Jim Brady.
Yeah, we're not going to do that. But, we're not going to pout and cry and things like that. But, it can be tough, and I understand that. I mean, I played tight end, and, a lot of times I would like to ball some, but it's not my job. My job is this. This is what coach wants me to do. So they do a great job of being – they're really good. They're great kids, man. They're leaders. They don't – they're not me guys, which is good. Just great.
Yeah, I could tell. We went to the Pisgah Tuscola game, and I forget what specific award Mason won.
Yeah,
he went on the field. I think his GPA broke some kind of world record or something. You could just tell he's like an outstanding young man. So I can get where you're coming from with that.
Yeah, phenomenal, and he's a heck of a basketball player too.
Yeah,
yeah, he's pretty doggone good.
Yeah, he is.
All right. So like we've touched on a bit, Pisgah lost that tough game at Brevard to end the year. You guys proved you belong in conversation with the best teams in WNC. What do you think the team learned from that game specifically?
I think they're hungry.
Yeah.
Like,
I agree.
You in the locker room afterwards, Coach Brinley said it best. He's like, losing sucks. Nobody likes to lose, and we agree with that. But if there's any doubt in your mind, those guys out there, Reedsville, they're the teams that everybody say are the state contenders, and you just went toe-to-toe with the state contenders, so guess what you are?
Yep.
Mm-hmm. And that's kind of our mindset going into this. I mean, it would be awesome to make a great run. I believe that we can. I believe we have the leadership on the team amongst the boys. I believe their mindset's that way. So, yeah, I mean, that was kind of, the culmination, that last game at the end of the year. Yeah, I mean, let's see what happens now. We're 0-0. Let's go do our thing, and crazier things have happened in sports, right? So,
let's get violent.
Oh yeah,
that's what I'm talking about.
Let's get crazy with it, man.
Let's get violent.
Yeah. So real quick for everybody listening, Coach has got a shirt on. Pisgah shirt says "Make football violent."
Yeah, you got to get that in.
Yeah. That's good stuff.
So this is our if we get if we have a kid that gets a big hit or a truck stick or something like that, they get one of these. So.
Nice.
Yeah.
Heck yeah. So y'all are coming off the bye in the first round. How did you and the players use that time to prepare mentally and physically for the next challenge against West Iredell?
So kind of the rundown back to the weight side of it. So we have right now every single kid on the Pisgah football team, minus maybe 2 JVs and 2 varsity kids, are in 4th period. So we have every kid in 4th period. So how it kind of goes down is I take the varsity on down the weight room. Coach Brinley takes the JV in the film room, and he watches film with them. Then after I do my thing, I send the varsity up, JV switch. So he watches film with the varsity. They watch film 5 days a week. So it's exactly like college, like 12:50, they're done for the day. They've got football the rest of the time, if that makes sense, which is a great setup. Kudos to our administration for allowing us to have that. So they've been watching film. We started watching film on West Iredell last week, just because you kind of got the hunch that they were probably going to beat Ashe County.
Right.
So all last week we kind of broke down. We watched. I think they watched the Brevard film. He said that Monday just to kind of look over everything, but we got to move on things we need to correct or things we did good. And then so we prepared for that. So during the bye week, he's a firm believer of practicing twice, and we practiced Tuesday, Wednesday. That was it. So Monday, weights, film, off. Tuesday, Wednesday, practiced. Thursday, Friday, off. So they can go be kids. They can go deer hunting or whatever they do. So yeah, it's been good, and just him having that time with them in the film room, and I think you see that kind of back to that question earlier in the year, earlier in this. We start doing that right as the season goes. That's what you want to do right there. You don't want to be and I think that all plays into like, dude, we don't even start football till like that dead period in July. Like most people are out 7-on-7 and all that. We're in the weight room. We just lift.
Mm-hmm.
Let them be kids. Kind of like it was when he and I were in school. Like you couldn't do anything till August 1 anyway. So I think you're starting to see us peak a little bit. I think that started that half of Franklin. I think it started last year against Franklin. Now we had to go. Yeah, I can't remember the last year's schedule. It was crazy because Halloween wasn't the same. But yeah, you're starting to see that. So a lot of prep for West Iredell on the film room. That's the side of it, and that's kind of what Coach Brinley's. God, he's good at that stuff. I asked him today. I said, how many hours, or how many days, or how much time do you think you spend in a week? He said, on football. And I said, just film. He said, 16 hours. I said, what about all the other stuff like drawing cards and sitting down? Because he makes cards for every practice. He changes them up. Like he doesn't. It's not the same. He said easily 25, 26. I said, so basically a whole day out of this guy's week. That's what he's. He's a football dude. Him and Luke Coleman and some of these other guys, they're just football dudes, man. Like,
junkies.
Junkies. Yes.
Yeah. All right. Speaking of West Iredell, you meant we talked about them earlier. Obviously, you have them in the second round.
Yeah.
Have you watched any film of them? What stands out about them? What kind of challenges do you think they present?
Yeah, man, they're very athletic. We'll put it that way to begin with. Tailback 6'2", 205. Spencer is his last name. I don't know his first name, but he also plays DN for him. So I mean, he's a flipping DN out there running around.
Yeah,
he's a man child. Quarterback is a 6'4", 180 sophomore who's been offered by Arkansas, Kent State, Toledo, and Gardner-Webb. They've got a wide receiver / DB, very athletic. They'll go to some 10 personnel, so one back, no tight ends.
Yeah.
So they'll spread around a little bit, then they'll get into some 20. They'll get into a little bit of 11. They try to run. They like to run the ball, but they want to also get it out there to their athletes. So it's going to be, and they're in the best conference in 4A, 5A. I think ours in the mountains. I think this year our conference is better than anybody in the mountains. I'll be whatever, I can catch heat or whatever on it just from top to bottom, minus one team. But a lot of good football teams. But you got to think West Iredell is in conference with. Are you ready for this? I think it's East Lincoln, Maiden, Newton Conover. Who's the other one? Bandy's. So they're sitting there. They're 5-5. They beat Ashe last week and made it 6-5. So they're not playing any slouches. We'll put it that way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's gonna be a solid second round game for you guys. I look forward to it.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So with West Iredell, having some talented kids and playing some solid talent all around, what's been y'all's message to your guys this week as you gear up to play them?
Corey, I think that you just keep doing what got you here, man. You keep practicing like you practice. You keep attacking it like you're attacking it. As far as the weight room goes, as far as film goes, and you just line up and see who wants to get beat on for 4 quarters.
That's what I'm talking about.
I'm just telling you, like that's the mindset. Like I don't know how else to put it. Like we're just going to come at you and keep coming at you. You might lick us in the face and we're just going to be right back at it. And I think that kind of showed with Brevard, and I thought that was a testament to the kids, and they were ready. Brevard was ready. West, same way. Franklin, second half, same way. Tuscola, that way. I think that's the identity they developed, and they just enjoy it. I mean, I guess because me and a couple other guys, we got some screws loose too that probably don't help, but that's kind of their what they think. So our game plan's not really going to change. We just see who wants to tackle Pope in the fourth quarter, and somebody will. Brevard did. So I mean, they met it, but it is what it is. That's kind of our thought process.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with inflicting a little bit of pain out there.
It's a violent game, man. It's the last thing. It's like it's the only one that you would get arrested for if you did it in public.
Yeah, that's true. That's a good point.
Yeah.
So you're here. You're in playoffs. We know that at Pisgah, the expectation is you're going to get the postseason.
Yeah.
You're going to make some noise. So that moment's here.
Yeah.
Knowing that Pisgah has that tradition, what does it take to keep that standard alive in a game like this?
So I think a couple of things, like I said, just keep doing what you've been doing. I think getting into this 4A kind of helped us. It's brought us back to numbers that we, can play with. I mean, you're not playing teams with 1,300. I mean, we got 829 kids or something. Like there for a while, we were playing teams with 1,300 and stuff. So I think it helps having schools your size. I think it helps knowing that you can compete with these people. You don't have Shelby's, you don't have Crest, you don't have South Points and West Charlottes and all these people anymore that you're going to go compete with. Dudley, good Lord, we played them a couple of years ago. So, just doing what we've been doing and just keep focusing on ourselves. That's just been the whole thing. And, with Coach Presley back in the day when we made all those deep runs and stuff, third, fourth round, that's kind of what we want. And we talk about it. We want to play on Thanksgiving. Like, I haven't played on Thanksgiving in so long, it's not even funny. And it's time to get back to that. And, I think these guys are kind of setting the foundation of that's the expectation of what we want year in and year out.
Yeah, we talked to Coach Coleman from Brevard last year.
Yeah.
And one thing that stuck out to me is he said, if you're still playing and they got Christmas music on the radio, you're doing something right.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, he's right. If you got to tell Mama you're going to be late for the Thanksgiving lunch or whatever, then that's a good thing, right? That's what you want. And I've only got to do that 3 times in my 20 years, so it's time to come back to that. And I think that's kind of our moving forward. That's our goal. Fourth round, anything happen after that, right? So this week's a big week, and we don't put pressure like whatever. Like today, after we got through lifting, I basically told the seniors, I was like, look, next week at this time, I'm going to kick y'all out of here, and y'all got to go up to the gym and shoot the hoop, or we're going to be back down here getting after it. So, let's make sure it's the latter, not the first. Not the first, but the last. So,
Right.
Yeah, on a smaller scale down at the middle school, this season I got into telling my kids, there's going to come a time that you can't play this game anymore, and it's going to really hurt. Like I know, and I tell them too. I'm like, I know y'all are middle school kids, and you don't understand it right now, even though I'm sitting here telling you because I didn't understand it. I'm sure you didn't understand it. But even like if you go off to play in college, there's nothing like Friday night high school football in your hometown. So I totally get your message to your kids there about that for sure.
Football is the only sport that you can never play again. Once it's over, it's over. Like, you can go play flag all you want and whatever. Like,
right.
And not everything else, guys. We know what we can go do, right? I can go play golf. I can go shoot the hoop. I can do whatever. But when it's over, it's over. So that's kind of the message you preach to. And I think our guys are kind of realizing that, and they don't want it to end. So hopefully that's added motivation.
Yeah. So that kind of leads me into my last question for you. How has your perspective on the game changed now that you're mentoring the next generation of Pisgah players?
I think it's the greatest and I didn't know this as a player. Now I look back on it, I get it. I think it's the greatest teacher of life than any sport out there. I think, relying on someone else and obviously having to be accountable for those teammates to do your job or do whatever it is you got to do. There's times in my life I still look back raising my 2 kids upstairs or with my wife or whatever, and I'm like, I can't do this. And I'm like, yeah, I can. I did 15 straight minutes of up downs one time. Like, I can do anything. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I can do whatever because of those lessons I learned on the gridiron. So that's my thing. My perspective would be, it teaches you life, and you want to be a good man. You want to be a good husband. You want to be a good father. You want to be a good citizen. And I think it holds you accountable. I think it makes you the man that you're hopefully that's what our job is to do, right? Too, right, Corey? I mean, like I want them, and I still have. They come back and talk to me and all that. You want them to realize that this is going to, like, sometimes you might not like it, but one day it's going to absolutely pay dividends, just for you up here in the mental psyche part.
Yeah.
I got one last question for you, Coach. Before I say that question, I'm just going to state that if I ever did 15 minutes up downs, I would absolutely die.
Oh, bro, no, this is what we had to do. Let me give you the quick rundown on this, right, everyone? So this is what I always give these college guys crap for too. And my cousins and stuff that are older than me, they went through 3 days in college. I only had to go through 2 days, and it was literally 2 practices a day. Like, not a freaking practice and a walkthrough, like 2 practices, right? So our coach had it in his mind, and we did it. And day 1, 1 minute. Day 2, 2 minutes. Day 3, all the way to 15. So the last, like, we had 13, 14 minutes of it, and then that last practice was 15. So anyway, sorry.
Oh, you're good. Yeah. If you could tell your younger self, the player version of you, rather, one thing now as a coach, what would that be?
Give more effort. Yeah, I was very athletically gifted. I was 6'3", 185, 190. And so everything kind of was always easier. I was faster. And I think the one thing that I would tell myself is I would hit the weight room more. And we did, but it wasn't like we were held accountable with, you know what I'm saying? Like, get out of a rep here and there and stuff like that. I think the effort side of just going all in. And I'm not saying I played with reckless abandonment. I'm not saying I didn't, but looking back now, and that didn't really click till college. Just what I was really capable of doing. So I think that would be it, and that's what I try with my boys to do. Like, and it ended up getting. I mean, I played in college, right? But what happened if I would have put more? Even in that, you never know. So
I was going to follow up that question. Like, you had that answer, so that's basically why your players are like squatting U-Haul vans right now.
Yeah, well,
yeah.
they know that's the objective. What did Pope tell you? Like, they go to a freaking medicine ball too. I'm not joking.
That's what he said.
He had 25 that did over 450, and then of those 25, 10 do over 5.
Dang.
To a medicine ball, and a lot of those are those offensive linemen. They're like 200 pounds, 210.
That's what I'm talking about. I like it.
Crazy. Psychos. I love them.
So one last question for you, and then we'll get you out of here. We've been talking with assistant coach Jacob Hanna from Pisgah. We've talked about it a little bit. I've heard you mention some things, but just define it for us right now. What does it mean to be a Pisgah Bear?
You might get me emotional there. I think the number one thing is tradition. I think just knowing family, because everybody always comes back. Everybody's always still tries to be a part of the program. I just think, tradition, dedication, grit. I mean, we can throw these out there, but I think until you get to experience it, like you're in it. Like it's just different. I don't know. It's very different. Like as far as how tight it is. Does that make sense? Like
yeah, absolutely.
Like it's just weird, man. Like you want to play. Like it's selfless. I guess that would be the term. Like you know, there's people before you. You know, there's people going to be after you, and you're setting the standard right now while you're doing it.
Yeah. I feel like too. That's why I kind of like, you know, I'm from Inca. It's either you love Pisgah or you hate Pisgah. And I've always found that fascinating. I mean, it's a cool deal. So
yeah, man, and you know, I got a lot of family from Inca. All the Holloways. That's my cousin.
Yeah.
All them. So you know, it's I grew up when I was 10, 11, 12. Brandon was playing in Inca. I was at every game, every basketball game, every football game, and you know, I sat on the Pisgah side when they played Pisgah, but other than that, I always went to all those. But yeah, man, I just think that it's special, and all we ever talk about is this thing right here. There's nobody bigger than it. Not the head coach, not the AD, not the principal, not Landon Pope, not the kid that don't even get in on Friday nights. Like nobody's bigger than it. We're just all like it's, you know, that's just. I think that's the mindset there. And just always kind of has been. I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I could tell whenever we interviewed Pope, like whenever we asked him specific questions about him, he wouldn't talk about himself. It's the offensive line. It's this, it's that. It's not. He couldn't do what he does without other people's help.
No, and they hear that daily. I mean, they do. I mean, they know that it's all one collective unit. You know, there's no offense, there's no defense. It's us. Even though, you know, we're not on the field together, whatever, you know.
Yeah.
Didn't you used to have T-shirts like around the time I was in high school that said it ain't about me, it's about the P, I think.
I think so. Yeah. I think so. Yeah, it's all about the P or something like that. I don't know. Probably off that U. I like to watch some of this stuff, so you never know what they throw out there. But yeah, it's it, man. It's just that's how the mindset is, I guess, and as long as that stays, I think that's going to be good for us. You know, we keep that mindset and we just keep our head down and work, see what happens.
Well, Coach, we appreciate you taking the time out of your busy schedule to chat with us for a bit. And best of luck this Friday against West Iredale, and hopefully beyond that. We'll be rooting for you, even Corey. So good luck this week.
Corey's all in, man. Don't let him fool you. He's all in.
Yeah.
He's all in. Hey,
he's just trying to act tough.
I'll make him be all in. Trust me.
Hey, I want to get on. I want to get on here one day and I want to be like that fourth block on this and just do the podcast.
Do it. Hey,
come on.
Come on.
Come on. I love it. I just want to start talking ball. Let's do it.
Yeah. We'll have our agent contact yours and we'll see what we can get worked out.
Corey Thurman, he's got me.
Okay. All right. Good deal. Well, thanks again, Coach. We appreciate you.
See you, man.
All right. Go Bears.
See you.
Go Bears.
See you, buddy.
That's what you got to start saying, Warren. Go Bears.
Go Bears. Hey, I got a bear mask right beside me right here.
I know. You got a brown bear. Right?
Put it on.
Yeah, I know. That was one of my favorites when you did that. That was great. I lost it. See, I usually listen to the podcast if it's an away game, I'm driving to the game. So I listen to it.
Yeah.
And so that was good. That was awesome.
Well, hopefully we don't sound like too much of a bunch of morons.
Nah, dude, I love it. Y'all are doing awesome. Anything you can do for these kids, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
we appreciate
it.
Man.
Fun for them.
like talking football or sports in general, I guess.
No, we've enjoyed it for sure, and we appreciate the support, man.
Yeah, appreciate y'all, and take care, all right?
All right, see you. Good luck.
Thanks.
See you, man.